Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. From the deepest jungles to the outmost reaches of space and beyond the veils of death itself, the Bald and Bonkers boys are back for another episode. It's no secret that you won't know what will happen next, but Dakota Franson and Chris Mole promise that all bets are off. Viewer discretion and straitjackets advised. These two idiots live up to the name.
Welcome.
You bloody changed my name again. I'll get you back for that. Change that back, you young man. I'll get him back, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. I will change it back tonight when he's least expecting it. Come on, change that back.
Yeah, you're probably going to change it when we go to start rolling the credits.
I know. Dots, welcome. Stephanie, welcome. Please be safe out there in the
Stephanie,
tornadoes.
we saw your messages about the tornadoes. Please do be safe. Don't worry
Rev,
about it.
Melissa, welcome. Who's all in the chat? Is there any?
Yeah, we got good old Dots.
Sitting there with his big muggy tea.
Yeah. He's got a nice little headshot there going now. We can actually see what the fuck he looks like.
Mm-hmm. So, I hear that you are now an uncle again. Well, you're an uncle before, but you're now an other uncle. Yeah.
Yes, for those who didn't catch the messages earlier, the baby girl is finally here. She's healthy. Her and Mama are home. Mama is very overwhelmed, but thankfully, the baby is a sleeper.
Mm-hmm. As I was saying to Dakota before the start of the show, my mother said I was a sleeper for 3 days straight, and then I never shut up.
And you still don't.
I know. I keep going on. I just keep going on. I stopped crying and started talking non-stop. I mean, I never talk. Hello, Papa Joey!
Joey! Yes. Yeah. Yes, and much to my sister's advantage, the baby was also much smaller than we anticipated.
Well, that's all right.
Okay, as long as the baby's healthy, naturally.
But... It was taking a while. I was actually getting worried because I was sitting there looking at waiting for a message for you, and I was actually thinking by the time the kid comes up, we're ready to go to kindergarten.
Well, part of the issue was, it's not uncommon for the women of my family to have to go in and get induced. It's happened a lot. And unfortunately, the process took a little bit longer because she had a doctor that wanted to try to pursue her to go all natural. And it just slowed everything down. But like I said, the baby's passed all her tests. She's home. She's healthy. Yeah. And like I said, thank God she's a sleeper.
And another thing I would like to say, that picture you posted on Facebook with you with hair when you were a little boy. Oh my goodness me.
Sure.
Is that no you that's on that's you that's on Facebook? You've changed your Facebook profile.
Oh. Yeah.
Is that you? With your hairdo?
Yeah, that was me with my grandfather.
I'll tell you something, I've got photos there. I'm need to show everybody what I looked like when I had hair.
No, the 5th was the anniversary when he passed away.
Oh. But I was shocked. I was shocked to see that you had hair. I was like, my God.
Yeah, I didn't start losing it until I was like 12.
Yeah, I mean, I've lost my hair quite a few times, It started falling out when I was about 18. Do you know that's when it started to fall out? Slowly started to part. I tried everything, all the lotions and sprays and stuff like that, but none.
I was right about when I turned 11, 12. That's when my hair started coming out.
See, I think I know what it is. I think it's when you've been getting beamed up and put back again on the earth, right? It's all the radiation for the reactors on those ships.
I heard someone propose a little theory about why I ended up being bald so young. Is that apparently I dealt with all these ghosties and aliens for so long that I just scared the hair off,
Hey, knowledge within. I I'm telling you, the aliens that come down. I've noticed. I've noticed this, by the way. And I was away getting an X-ray for my lungs. Right? I need to get X-rays now and again. And the guy says to us, he says, you'll notice that some of your chest hair will fall out. It's the radiation. I thought it was a joke. I'm telling you, I was lying in my bed the other night there thinking about this, right? What happens if, because well, maybe you've been beamed up more than me at a younger age, maybe that's why your hair's all fell out. You've went head first up through the roof and ceiling and stuff like that. They're like, extra reactor. We're bringing
my hair first fell out when I was little because my mom threw me into the ceiling as a baby.
I've heard about that. I've heard of like babies that have been dropped in their head and all that. Does it do any, like, obviously does damage if it's really hard and stuff like that, but do you think that?
I'm not talking about being dropped on the floor. I'm talking being thrown into the ceiling.
Oh, in the name of God, you need to be shut. I mean, it was quite high a ceiling. Quite a high a ceiling, really. Man.
Well, not at my grandma's house, no.
What, was she like a munchkin or something like that? It was like a hobbit house or something like that. And she
the ceiling in that part of the house was only like 7 feet high. My mom's 5'10".
There you go.
So it wouldn't have taken much.
I'll tell you, it's a good job because it could have been one of the hooses, the American hooses with the fans.
No. But one of my brothers did try to chop off my head with a ceiling fan once when he realized I was that tall to reach it.
The joy of Dakota's childhood. You should write a comedy book, Dakota's childhood, from beginning to end. My abduction started one night, and it was windy outside.
Yeah, I don't think people want to read that.
What's that? Dakota out, a candle on you, something. Have you paid your electric bill?
Of course I have paid my electric bill. How do you think I have my computer on?
You've not got your background. You've not got your background. You're usually sitting there with like space, and you're floating.
The cat fucking tore it down, and I can't find the thumbtacks I had it up on it.
I see. Was that Alex? There's a few other people with names that I'm buying. Was that kitten needles?
Danny, Alex, and a few other people threw the same. That's it. I'm buying knitting needles.
Not needles. Not needles. I can nut. Can you nut? Dots, can you nut? I can nut too. I shouldn't really be telling folk this that I actually can nut.
It's dude, it's the 2020s. Come
Overcrossed, round in, overcross, round in, overcross. No, you never. I knit a jumper once. Look lovely.
I didn't want to partake in my mother's favorite activities. You know, that's mostly why I never
went for it. Relaxing. It's a very relaxing thing. Do you know, when I used to go to my grandmother's, before we got into the dreaming subject, when I used to go to my grandmother's, she would knit, I mean, all the time. She lived till she was like 96, right? She used to get me to make the pom-poms. Ken the pom-poms?
Yeah.
You can how to make them. It's really easy to make. You just need 2 bits of round cardboard. And you just run a bit.
Yeah, my grandma was the same way. She knit and sew all the time, but then again, she was always having to sew my grandfather's pants because he kept blowing them out.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special show next week with All About Beer coming on again. They're going to be telling us tales. Because I want that story they told us about the aircraft was amazing. You know, the flight recording. I want to get more into that, actually. Yeah.
It was.
Yes, with the recordings and stuff like that. So, the Dream World, Dakota. Do you want to start off in this one? Take us into the unknown.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you. How is it that we have not gone into this on this show?
It's a subject it affects us all. Everybody dreams. If you don't dream, there's nothing wrong with you. Yeah, I mean,
everybody has dreams, you know, but dreams, it seeps into when you're dealing with ghosts, when you're dealing with aliens. How did we not do a show just on dreams? How did we miss this as a topic?
But see, some dreams are actually real.
They can be
so prophetic. That's like,
Yes.
No. I'm not talking about prophetic dreams. I'm talking about going to sleep at night, and then
talking
you go
dream
away
walking.
somewhere, and you can remember being aboard a spaceship, and you can remember doing things, right? And then obviously you come back again. Now that's a question for you: is that your body that's going up there, or is that just something in your soul going up there and traveling, or are they
It can be
actually
both.
taking your body? Both.
It can be both. I know. That's why I have security cameras up to try to test that, see what the hell is going on. But no, it can be both.
See,
Sometimes
that's
you're physically getting taken, and the sensations you go through only get registered like dreams. The mind fog makes it to where it feels like it's a dream, a very detailed dream, but a dream nonetheless.
See, that's what I find. I when I have the dreams, the very detailed dreams. Hey, Emerald Isles Paranormal. When I have the detailed dreams, I don't particularly like them because you ken something's happened, didn't you? Because it was like I was telling you about that stone dream that I had. It's like I could remember
you got
that. I could
stoned?
remember that. I wish I was stoned. I could remember. I can remember that for 3 days solid. I could remember that after it happening until I wrote it down, until I drawed that stone, and then I forgot.
Yeah. And it goes
Which
to
is
make you
strange.
wonder, why is it that those dreams stick out like that? Then all of a sudden, the second it's written down, gone.
Because I think that's what you're meant to do. I think that dream that I had with that stone with the symbol on it, I should have wrote that down as soon as I woke up, but I didn't.
At least within an hour of when you wake up.
Yeah. And it kept repeating. I kept thinking about it and repeating. See, as soon as I wrote that down, within an hour, I forgot all about it. Never happened again.
Mm-hmm.
I have had the same dream with the same person in it, though.
We
Which
don't
is
need to be
interesting.
detailing about your dreams with Jenny.
Don't tell Jenny. Jenny's in there. Jenny's having a Christmas night. I hope you're having a lovely night.
Hey,
A Christmas bash.
Hey, it's okay. You're dreaming about your girlfriend. It's fine. It happens. It's okay.
Well, look, I had a weird
perfectly
dream
natural.
last night. I had a strange dream last night that I was talking to a talking dog. I'm serious.
Maybe you were.
See,
There's
that worries me. So you're telling
are
me
you,
that how could I possibly talk to a talking dog? There's no
okay,
such thing as a talking dog. Unless there's
seriously?
aliens that look like dogs.
Are you okay? First off, okay, let's start here. What kind of doggy? The most
That's a
important
good point,
detail.
by the way.
What
That's
kind
actually
of doggy was it?
It was like a wee chihuahua.
A Chihuahua. Okay.
Yeah,
It's like,
but it was
first
awfully
off, there
intelligent.
are breeds of dog here on Earth that do try to talk like humans. And I'm not just talking. See, Rev's helping me. Jenny, if you're in the chat,
Wasn't a
help me
right
here.
detailed
Help me
conversation
smack
yet.
some intelligence into your boy toy.
No, honestly, I had a right detailed conversation with it. It felt like ours, but obviously it was dreams.
But
Ken, what I mean?
there are species of ET that do look like dogs.
Are you talking about that film Spaceballs? And what you call him?
I have
Jim?
never actually seen Spaceballs.
Have you never seen Spaceballs? Good,
I have
come on,
not seen
guys. Dots, have you
Spaceballs.
seen Spaceballs? What's
I
his
know the
name? What's that
reference.
famous American actor? John Candy. He plays a dog in Spaceballs.
No, there is legitimately a species out there that look like dogs.
Really? What was if you
Strong.
throw a stick? Did she say?
No. Now they tend to look more like Labradors, or at least the ones I've caught glimpses of. But who knows?
See, this is a dream thing that I want to ask you. Have you ever had a dream? No about aliens or stuff like that. Just a normal
I
dream,
can't
and then
tell the
you've
difference.
realized when you're doing the dream, whatever you're doing in the dream, that you're actually dreaming. You've realized that you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And then you can do anything that you want to do in that dream.
Gone lucid, yeah.
Aye, because I did it one night. I was sleeping, and obviously, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm dreaming. And I thought, I bet I could fly, and I could do anything I wanted. Because it was the dream world. Emerald Isle's Christmas night out. They're all discoing away, everybody. You know.
Well, here Dots asked a question about your doggy. You know what did
Chris,
the
what
dog
did
say?
your dog say? Well, it's actually
What did the
quite
dog
weird.
say?
It was
Say,
talking
get
about
me some Taco
it
Bell.
was talking
What?
about the universe, and it was talking about the universe, and we had a detailed conversation about life, and we were talking about space.
Are you talking like? Yeah.
No, I felt
It's
like in the dream. No, I'm serious here. I felt like I was talking to a human about outer space, but it was with a dog, and the dog was
Well,
sitting looking at me, and it was talking away at me.
Well, they do say that there are some individuals who chose to reincarnate as pets.
That's interesting because we were talking about rebirth. It was a weird dream because when I go, it was weird
Did
because I
you
was walking
watch
and
Dog's Life with Dennis Quaid?
no,
Okay.
I've never watched that. But it was a weird dream. I was just walking through this valley, like hills and glens and stuff like that, and a dog came running up to me, and I sat down, and it sat, and I went, "Hello, how are you?" And that's the conversation started for there. But I didn't realize that was a dream until obviously I woke up. Which is strange because see, when you go to sleep, you would think when you started dreaming, you would realize that that was a dream, but you don't until you wake up. Or if you're going through the dream and you realize that you're dreaming. And then
Well,
you
I
have
do
one of
know
the
that-
weird dreams where you can do what you want. Because I've
Yeah.
had them. I've had the Akasha Records one. But that's when I've been doing my what do you
Here's
call
the
it, my
thing.
meditation.
You got to realize one common theme when it comes to a lot of these dreams that are either intercepted by some spiritual forces, like Brad was getting into a little bit earlier in the chat. The symbolism is stuff we're familiar with, that we'll connect with. Sometimes if they go to sophisticated conversations, it may even get dumbed down so you'll understand it when you wake up. If we go to have these ones, usually there may be some meaning. Whether it's like a subconscious that you need to pull your head out of your ass and stop being such a dick. I almost said suck a dick.
If that's what you're into, if ladies and
Hey.
gentlemen on the podcast side, if that's what you're into, look, we will not judge you.
Hey. First off, you're the one that was putting in the request for me to design paranormal crab underwear for the men. It says
I never said underwear, a
small
t-shirt.
parts on the front.
No, it was a t-shirt.
You said it was in the. You said it was the underwear.
No, I never said it was a
Do I need
t-shirt,
to
and
pull
it
up some
says
fucking
a
conversations?
paranormal crabs, and I put paranormal, and then a picture of a couple of crabs crawling on a beach. But
Well,
look!
You're trying to dig yourself out of the hole.
No, I'm going to say this. I'll admit I've had some really crazy dreams. I've had dreams where I've woke up and I have been frightened. I had, like, for instance, with Mike, like that. I think that was him visit. I honestly think that was that dream that I had with Mike. I honestly think he visited me that night. I honestly do think he visited me that night.
Oh, we should have brought up Smile Dog.
But we should have brought up Smell Dog. But see, here's the thing, right? There's been times when I've done meditation, and I have done meditation a few times, and I've went to places. I've been in the Akasha Records. I got a row off somebody for picking some up. I shouldn't have done that. But look, I've seen some weird shit. I don't really talk about my weird shit on air, right? My alien stuff and all that. I will never talk to Dakota about it or Lisa Fry about it. I don't really like to get into it because it's just weird. It's just downright weird. I mean, I had a conversation last night which felt like a bit for an hour in my sleep with a dog. But the strange thing is, there was other people there and I couldn't see them. And they were standing behind me, like I told you about that rock thing that I found. She was there, but I couldn't see her. See, that's the weird thing. Was that an alien pretending to be a dog to talk to me? Because maybe that was the way my mindset is to try and understand it. You see where I'm going with this? I mean, let's tell us some weird dreams you've had. Come on.
I don't think I should. We're already
I
got
think you should.
YouTube trying to take us down because we started
I
getting
think
the
you
freaking
should. I'm gonna blow my nose. I think you should.
no. I don't think you want to know inside my head. Trust me, man. I don't want to be in my head half the time. It's quite frankly, I don't. My head's tossed between multiple worlds. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
You go to room at right. You're right. You've got your family up there in space, right? Now let me think of it. I bet you've dreamt about them, where you thought it was that you were meeting them, but in actual fact it was just a dream. I bet you that's happened to you a few times. But obviously, you've got your family up there. Get what I mean?
There's an update
You see where I'm going with this?
behind
You see
why
where I'm
that's
going with
been
this?
happening.
Right? So maybe the dream realm, they say when you go to sleep, that's when you really go back to source something and you can meet your dead relatives and that. But when you come back, you can't remember that.
It depends on how far on what brain waves actually kick off during your sleep cycles.
Aye.
Once you get to roughly about gamma waves, that's when the weird shit really starts kicking in. That's usually when REM sleep also happens as well. Lucid dreaming.
Well, I got one of the Apple Watch things, right? And I've started, it's really difficult. I don't like going to sleep at night with wearing anything, kind of watch wise.
Right.
And I wore it the other night there, and 4:30 in the morning and 6:30 in the morning, my heart rate increased.
Mm-hmm.
I actually can look it up. I can actually look it up on the phone, and it actually tells you that my heart rate went way up, and so did my blood pressure, as if I was exercising, as if I was walking, as if because last night in that dream I was walking through this, and I was kind of running a wee bit. I do remember that, and I'm wondering, did that watch pick up what I was doing? But how could it pick up what I was actually doing? Because you're stationary still. If that's just
That's the thing, though.
your soul.
That's the thing, though. When it comes to sleep, what a lot of people don't realize is that the body has certain switches that it flips off, so you don't injure yourself in your sleep. And one of the theories that's actually out there is that so you don't end up like sleepwalking, talking in your sleep, and so that way you don't get eaten by a predator while you're just trying to get rest. That's some of the theories out there, but several different conditions exist to where not all the switches get kicked off. And that's why you get episodes of sleepwalking. You get on individuals who are unfortunately referred to as sexsomniacs.
It's coming out now, ladies and gentlemen.
It's where they try to have sexual relations with their partner while they're still asleep.
Does it happen to you a lot?
It's never been reported.
Well, there's nobody in your bed to
But-
know. Obviously, if you're yourself, you're nowhere to notice it unless you watch back in the cameras. Get what I mean?
It's not when I'm alone in bed, Chris.
But you could imagine yourself with a woman or man or whatever you're into. Get what I mean? And be in the bed yourself.
It's not that. It's a legitimate
Oh, well,
thing.
you could. What's that? I'm just reading the chat there. Okay, now I know why the lights are out, Dakota.
Well, this is getting a little saucy in the chat.
But it's no that. It's look. I've had I'll admit I've had the talking dog dream was just downright fucking weird. Right, sorry for swearing. Fucking weird. Right, that dream about the Rock kind of puzzled me because I could remember it, and when I wrote it down, it just disappeared as if I was meant to mean it. Maybe it's not got a meaning for me. Maybe it's got a meaning for you. Maybe one day you'll be out exploring a UFO crash site and you'll find a rock with like a pyramid or something on it. Get what I mean? I'm just saying a pyramid in the because I'm not telling you exactly what was on it, just so Dakota and we can keep that private. But that could happen. That message might not be for me, it might be for you.
First off, we need to get some sort of PSA out there to all the stupid people who haven't learned that the straight lines of lights in the sky is Starlink.
Aye.
Oh no, we had Starlink flying over my area last night, and everybody's trying to say, Dakota, we saw the UFO, we saw the UFO,
Ah.
strange light. So he's like, it's Starlink. What is
Yeah.
that? Is that like some strange UFO maneuver? No, that's Elon Musk.
It's interesting you bring up Elon Musk, because see with that chip that he's bringing out for implants in people's brains,
Yeah,
it
Neuralink.
makes you wonder what it'll pick up if someone's abducted.
That's actually something I've been curious. Have you ever seen the film The Final Cut?
The what?
It's called The Final Cut.
I've heard
It's
about
a
it. I don't
guy
think I
from
have.
Sound of Freedom, Robin Williams.
No.
Basic plot of the movie is that people in this world are given brain implants at birth to record their entire life.
Yeah.
And so if someone goes to pass away, they can retrieve all that footage from the person's point of view and actually make like little movies for their funeral, stuff like that. The whole plot of the movie centers around the fact that one of the main guys behind who created it, it's an old movie, so it doesn't necessarily count as spoilers. He would attack his daughter.
Right.
And because that chip did not turn off, it recorded every bit of it. And part of the movie, it actually says that earlier models would actually pick up dreams as well.
Right.
And that's something I would be legitimately curious, because we do have something that's being developed at the University of Hong Kong that uses fMRI technology in order to read what the brain is actually seeing, actually be able to put it in a digital format.
See, that's interesting. That right? It's that one by Elon Musk, right? How he's training the chimps to like play computer games and stuff, right?
Macaws, but okay.
Can you imagine, right? But can you imagine if that was in a human, and that human got abducted?
I would love to see what would happen. I've brought that up on several times. I wish I had some way to physically bring up when I remember something happening onto a computer and sending it to people. I wish I fucking had that.
See, it's quite.
When that tech comes out, you're going to see paranormal stuff change dramatically.
See, that's what worries me too, because stuff like that could be used for precarious things, couldn't it? You think
That's
about it,
part.
you're right, that chip's in your head, right? And that chip, say, goes back to a supercomputer somewhere where it goes into a mainframe where everybody collects your dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happens if somebody infiltrates that and puts a dream into your head and puts a dream into your head and keeps putting a dream into your head every night that you walk down the street and you see someone, you kill them, and keeps putting that in every night and basically plays out the scenario every night, and then that one day, a couple of years later, you're walking down the road and there's the black car pulls up. And then there's that black car pulls up and the guy with the blue jacket gets out. And you think to yourself, without knowing it, you have to say your concealed arms, concealed carry or something like that, you're doing it and pop them.
I see what you're getting at.
Right. So it's like, say everybody's in the future's got this brain chip, right? Because it could happen. Everybody's got this brain chip in the future. And we'll just say the CIA, they're probably listening to this now. Don't take this as an idea. It's a bad idea.
They're already working on it.
The entire population of the Earth's got this brain chip. Well, nearly everybody's got this brain chip. And they're thinking, right, we need this guy dead. We need this guy dead. We need him dead. So we'll give everybody round about him the same dream that's got a concealed carry permit, right? For a full 2 months, what the guy will look like when he drives, what car he drives, what he does, his routine. Right? Say this guy's got a routine of going to the bank or whatever, right? And everybody will have this. And it's like, it's basically putting something into the head. And then one day the guy will be walking down the road, or the woman will be walking down the road, and she's got a concealed permit, concealed gun, right? And she'll see the guy and she'll be like, wait a minute, oh my God, everything's going to happen. But say they've done it in such a way so as in the dream, that person gets a knife and kills them, right? And they'll be like, wait the new, I'm just going to kill them the new, and that'll save me. Pop them. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
So, what's to stop that from happening in real life? Because it could happen.
Dots is putting out a suggestion saying that we would need to develop our telepathy like our friends upstairs. But here's the thing: even they have chips and implants that help boost the natural abilities. It still works with the biology. It's going to take some serious technical skill to prevent the hacking, because if it exists, it can technically be hacked.
Yeah, you could hack
That's the
someone's
problem.
brain. You could hack their dream waves. Get into
Exactly.
their dream
And
world.
here's the thing. It's also right around the gamma wavelengths that you also get prophetic dreams. You have instances where people are able to move things with their mind. Even teleportation is possible in that type of state if held for an extended period of time.
Well, we know our ET friends use their brains to fly ships, and the US government have salvaged UFOs with that technology, and then they've utilized that technology so as they can use it for, like, for instance, remote viewing.
Mm-hmm.
But see, it's actually quite scary, that, by the way, because you could actually like, let's just say, an airliner pilot, and you could actually make him crash that plane.
In
Or you
theory,
could, a police officer, you could do the same to a police officer.
in theory, you could actually take over an entire person's motor function right there on the spot.
See, that makes you wonder what's happened to some people that have done, like, crazy, I mean crazy, like, murders and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then
the
after it,
devil
they've
made
just
me do it.
but then
Think
after
about
it, they've turned around and says, I don't know what happened. I can remember going to my car, putting the keys in the ignition, and then I woke up in the jail cell.
Exactly. It's cases of devil made me do it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, too. I mean, right, say, for instance, you could prove that you could hack somebody's brain and do that to them, make them kill somebody, and you could prove it. Would that person get off it? If there was evidence?
Well, I would imagine it would be similar to a gentleman who's actually serving time here in Idaho for killing his family. The circumstances might be something similar. Basically, the story behind this gentleman is that he was on some pretty heavy medications. It affected his mood. I believe it was antipsychotics, antidepressants, stuff like that. He killed his wife and I believe it was 2 or 3 kids. Even killed their pets. Serving time in prison for a life sentence. He has been offered the presidential pardon on several occasions because they realized he was not in control when that happened. It was the damn drugs. But because it was his family, it was his weapons, he always denied the appeal.
See,
he's still in prison today. Makes you wonder if it would be something similar to those circumstances.
It's scary to think about.
It's technically, like what Dot said, is a form of remote control. But that also makes you wonder, in these sorts of states, these reports of possession, how many of these reports of demonic possession was somebody with some serious control, serious access to tech, very sophisticated psychic developments? How many of them?
See, I've always thought about this.
Joey, the drugs were prescribed to him.
I've always thought about the gunmen that have done horrible crimes, and then turn around and say, listen, I can't remember doing that. And it makes you wonder, has this been like some type of experiment that the government's performed? Because let's face it, and if you believe I've met folk that watch this show and all that kind of stuff, right? And they're like, "Oh, I don't know how you can say the government would never do such a thing." Right? The government experiment on its population all the time, right? That's what they do. They release things. I'm not even going to say that as in case we get banned or something. They deliberately release stuff to see what it does to folk. Look what they did to Vietnam soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
With LSD and stuff like that. They actually had centres where they feeded them LSD.
Yeah.
And there's like that film Men Who Stare at Goats. That's actually a real life thing. That actually happened.
Yeah, I know.
There was actually secret organisations where they were giving you crazy psychotic drugs to see if you could use your mind to kill the enemy.
It was MK Ultra programming.
Yeah. But can you imagine? I bet you $1 million that there's people in this world right now that are pre-programmed through this.
They're called sleeper agents.
Yeah. I bet you
You know.
Russia's got them here. I bet you America's got them in Russia. I bet
We
China's
already-
got them here.
We already know they're out there. We already know, and several have actually been caught within the last few months.
Yeah. All it takes is one sound to activate them.
It could either be sounds, but it's also another
Not a
thing.
word.
It's actually been found that you can heavily influence someone's behavior through EMF.
Yeah.
You can make someone go on a violent and psychotic episode from a distance. It'd be like dropping a zombie virus into a populated area and just watching the chaos unfold.
Yeah. There's sound waves out there that can make you go loopy really, really quickly.
Mhm.
Like there's sound waves out there that can heal you. Or there's sound waves out there that can make you feel better. But there's also sound waves out there that can turn you into a psychotic raving lunatic.
Yeah.
And believe me, the government has got them.
And you also got to take into consideration, perhaps the scariest part of this is that these episodes can happen completely naturally as well. People can have legitimately psychotic breaks because they're pushed to some limits of some extreme sort of stress.
Yeah. Getting into this is crazy. I mean, we actually should try and get a guest on to come on and talk about this, about how you can do mind control and stuff like that.
It doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much. I mean, there's been people out there that have, let's for instance, there's been people out there that's invented things that could have changed the world, right? You get what I'm talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've went on a mad rampage shooting everybody. Why?
Or they were the target of those said attacks.
Yeah.
But that was staged to make it look like a mass shooting incident, so nobody would think twice. Wrong place, wrong time.
That's that one with the young guy in it. What was his name? American guy.
You talking about the hydrogen conversion for your car?
Yeah, I'm talking about him because I actually watched the thing on that.
I can't remember the guy's name, but he was actually a victim in a mass shooting that was in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah. Yeah. It was quite interesting. Did you see the video footage on that? It was quite, somebody had actually pointed it out on YouTube, but sadly the channel got took down. I wonder why. But anyway, the shooter that was going about shooting them all, if you noticed, he was wearing white socks, right? But when the police shot him, he had different coloured socks on.
Mm-hmm.
As if, why would you change your socks? If you're murdering loads of people, get what I mean? It's like, do you keep a spare set of socks with you? Get what I mean? It's like staged. I think a lot of things are staged, and I definitely think they've already managed to hack people's brains. Your dreams aren't safe anymore. See, I will say this. And this is a question for you, Dakota, actually. What's your opinion on? There's people out there that they're convinced that they've been abducted by aliens. They're convinced, right? Do you think some of that might be manipulation in some way?
Very much so.
No, I'm not saying for aliens or that. I'm saying for
No,
government.
I know what you mean. And there's actually Pentagon reports that confirm it. That it was staged to look like what someone may perceive as an alien invasion, so people would just think they were crazy.
Yeah.
There's actual Pentagon reports that were released not too long ago that confirm that, yeah, that shit's been going on.
See, that's what's that, Lawrence? And that us humans have lost the ability to connect with the world. We don't see small things that matter. Exactly.
That's the thing, though. It can be argued that our over reliance on technology is a part of that. And there's plenty of documentation that tries to say it. This is not, it's like some kids are trying to say, okay, boomer, blame the social media.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, I'm a millennial. One, I'm nowhere near as bad as this Gen Alpha fuckers, but
oh, I'm an
whatever the
80s
hell they call
baby. I'm an 80s baby.
Xer.
Oh.
Soon. I don't know. But also you gotta wonder. Yes, technology can be used to kind of integrate itself within biology and boost it, like some sort of natural exoskeleton, but nevertheless, where a lot of our development is not taking the full picture into consideration. And that's where a lot of issues come up.
See, I've met folk and they've told me about alien experiences they've had, and there's just stuff that doesn't ring right. I mean, there was one I was talking to one a week ago, and they were telling me about about a month ago, they were abducted by the Greys. And they were taken back, and the Greys were doing stuff to them and all that kind of stuff, right? But then, on the other hand, the Greys aren't really here anymore. And I know that for a fact.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. How much of this is deep-seated trauma that's starting to surface?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that are going to try to take certain individuals out there, like Elena Denon, Danny Henderson. They're trying to take their words as dogma, which is one of the worst things you can do.
Yeah.
If we're trying to help as many people as we can try to understand what's going on, we got to accept more than one possibility. These could be repressed memories, and there's been several cases where repressed memories start to manifest as really intense dreams. And most people don't realize that's the case until something either in their waking life goes to trigger the memory of that dream, or they go to speak to a psychiatrist. Hell, there's been murder cases that's been solved because of that.
See,
for organ transplants.
See, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, they're like, it was September time, they came and took me away. I can remember it was September time. But what was if it wasn't September time and they took them away? What was if it was maybe 10 years before that? And something they've seen or something they've watched on YouTube, or maybe they've seen something Elena's been talking about, or maybe they've seen something we've been talking about, and it's triggered something inside their head. And then they've went to their bed. And they've had this weird, crazy experience where they're in the ship and they're prodding and poking them and all that. And they think that happened to them that night, but in actual fact, it was 10 years ago.
Exactly. The human brain is one of the most complex structures that we know of.
Yeah.
Constantly changing. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's constantly changing. And sometimes things happen to where things that happened 10 years ago we completely forgot about can come back in such a full force that you think it's a fresh memory.
You ever seen the film Life of Pi, where the guy gets stuck in the boat with the tiger?
I don't believe I've seen the movie. Read the book a little bit.
I don't know, MD in the chat, you ever seen the film where the guy gets stuck in the boat? He's in a cargo vessel out at sea. He's an Indian chap. It's carrying zoo animals, right? It's carrying zoo animals, It's in a hurricane, the ship starts to sink, right? So the guy gets into a rowing boat, and he wakes up in the rowing boat, and in it, I'm giving you the quick version, in it, there's a tiger, right? But the tiger doesn't eat him, right? And this is quite interesting because all the way through it, he works with the tiger to get food and all that, and then they find an island, and he goes on the island and that. And at the very end, the tiger walks away off into the woods and stuff, right? When the ship finds land, when the rowing boat finds land. But what a lot of people think is that tiger was not a tiger. That tiger was someone else from the ship. But that guy, with his beliefs and his memory, portrayed it as a tiger. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
But it was actually a human. It was actually another human because there was another animal, a seal or something, that was on the boat that get killed, and it was a right bad seal. I was eating all the food and that, but he portrayed it as a seal eating all the food, right? Understand it? But at the start of the movie, at the very start, you see him meeting all these folk, and they're all behaving the same way as the animals were behaving. You see where I'm going with this? It's like, how can I say this? It's like, help us out here, Dakota. It's kind of like he was on that boat. He believed that was a tiger on the boat with him, right? Well, his dream, because he woke up in the hospital, maybe 4 months later, because he was dehydrated and stuff like that. They'd been living off of rationed water, and he's like, to doctors, no, it was a tiger, and none of them believed him.
Exactly.
But it was a human. He was really on it with a human.
Exactly.
You see, it's
an extremely stressful situation. It's a survival situation, and he's likely been pushed to the point where the human mind is going to start hallucinating a bit.
Yeah, because they had to kill one of the animals in the boat. They kill one of the animals in the boat, but a lot of people that have watched that movie, I've got friends that are like psychologists and that have said to me, that wasn't a seal, that wasn't a lion, that was people, because that's what it really is. Look it up. It's an interesting movie. I mean, it's weird. It's like how the human brain works. That's how it kind of works.
Yeah, it goes to make you wonder. When you really think about it, it goes to make you wonder. All these reports of, in say like in cultures like in India, in some Native American cultures, where you have these stories of people turning into animals. And no, I'm not talking about skinwalkers. Number one, I'm just going to shoot that in the ass right now. What if it's not necessarily people legitimately turning into animals? What if it is a simple association? I mean, I've had cases where people were in such chaos when I was trying to help them out with situations. They thought I was a polar bear.
You got the height.
Not quite. Maybe a small brown bear, but that's about it.
I've seen folk hallucinating. Well, obviously they've taken stuff. I've seen folk on TV and stuff, and they're hallucinating, and they think that the police officers are trying to arrest this guy, and this guy thinks they're clowns and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They're dressed as clowns and stuff. I will say this: there is drugs and all this. That look what's happening with is it Flakka? Is it Flakka? It's called that drug in America.
Virus.
Right.
The zombie drug.
You look what happens, bald and freezing. look what happens when people take that stuff.
Their body temperature goes through the roof. They start to exhibit behavior like they were exposed to rabies. And they try to eat people.
Yeah. I do think the dream world, we don't fully understand. I think there's need to be more research into the dream world. I think there's things in the dream world that there's portals to other dimensions and stuff like that. It's like we kind of look at mediums and stuff that the dream world to travel, right? Like dream walking and stuff like that, right? I mean, I don't think it's been fully understood yet. I think you could heal yourself. I've heard stories about how people have been ill, and I mean ill, and they've had a dream that in the dream they met this person, well, Jesus came to them, we'll just say, and healed them, and then they've woke up and they've been fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did hear one. I was listening to Coast the other night there, and he was talking to a priest, and he was an exorcist. And this is going back years ago. I like listening to the old episodes. And the priest, he was telling us, the chief exorcist was telling a story about how he went to the hospital. And this woman, she'd sinned all her life. Like, she was a drug user, she had AIDS, she was dying, she was in a really bad way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the family wanted him to do an exorcism on him. So when she died, she went to heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he did his thing, and she started talking in tongues to him as if she was like possessed, right? As if it was possessed. And an hour later, after it all, the doctor went to check on her. What's that, 5103?
Just noting something.
All right. An hour later, after that, the doctors come into the priest and says, listen, can you and the family come into the room, because she's not going to die. She doesn't have the illness anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's fine. He says, oh, that's possession. He get rid of the Satan and stuff like that. But what happens if it's something more? What happens if when she was that no well, he did the exorcism, and she believed that he did an exorcism. She went to sleep, and she met somebody in that dream world, and she believed that in that much that she was healed. She woke up healed.
You ever hear of Greg Braden?
What's that?
You ever hear of Greg Braden?
I've heard the
He
name.
talks about divine matrix, how we're all connected,
Yeah.
and even healing properties. There's a story he goes to tell, and there's actually footage of this where he talks about there's a medicineless hospital in China. This woman goes in, she's sick. They do an ultrasound on her to try to figure out what's going on. She has a tumor, I believe, towards her stomach.
Yeah, I've heard this one. Mm-hmm.
They go through several different yoga practices. They have her change her diet. Then with a live, they take a picture. Then one day they take a picture of the tumor as a comparison. They have it stuck on her. Then they start doing this chanting. Then all of a sudden, you just watch the tumor just shrink on the ultrasound machine. Wasn't recording, nothing like that. Woman was perfectly fine. There are cases of miracle healing, and like I mentioned before, the brain waves that get activated when these episodes take place in the individuals that are not only receiving the healing, but as well as doing the rituals, are the same ones that activate for lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
Same ones. And in those same states, it is maybe possible for teleportation. Like, there's plenty of people here in the chat know Jean-Charles Moyen. It's someone I would want to get on the show, but I don't know if he's going to understand him.
Look, you just need to deal talking. But here's the thing: I think somewhere in our subconscious, deep in our subconscious, when we were a race of beings, maybe advanced, or whoever we are, wherever we come from, right? Built into our soul, that's inside our head, that's in us. I think we've got the ability to heal ourselves. I really do. It's that Dolores, that woman Dolores, you know who I'm talking about.
Dolores
She talked about that, and I believe, and even she said this, in your subconscious, whoever you are, wherever we're from, you could be from a different planet for all I can. So could I. We'll never know until the end comes, right? Whoever we are, in our subconscious, we have got the tools to heal ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't use them because we forgot a long time ago how to do it. Whereas there's extraterrestrials out there that are thousands of years old, that if they think, oh, look at that, I've broke my arm, I can heal myself, because they know how to do it. because they're thousands of years old and they're highly intelligent and stuff like that. It's like the pods. It's like the pods that are meant to heal people. They use sound frequencies, right? Whereas in the dream world, you can utilize. So you think about it. You're dreaming. You can hear music, can't you? And you can hear things. You can see people talking. What happens if you could manipulate that in the dream world to play those sounds to heal you? Because if you knew how to do it, you could heal yourself when you went to your bed at night.
The main thing when it comes to that is that the human body, on multiple levels, is just simply out of tune with what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And
Mhm.
Dots, like I said, yeah, John Charles, I definitely would love to
Is he
get
French?
him on. Yes.
Bonjour, monsieur. I'm
His
Scottish.
his
How do you do?
his accent can be pretty strong, and if Elena has a hard time understanding you, and that woman understands 8 fucking languages fluently,
I will use my phone and I will get it to say hello in French.
bonjour, monsieur.
No, look, the dream world, I don't think we'll fully understand. I don't think we're ever going to fully understand until we're a very advanced civilization.
Exactly.
I don't even think a type 1 civilization understands the dream world. I mean, a type 3 civilization might understand it. Okay, I mean, the Galactic Federation, they're probably aliens and all that they can, but they're talking about and stuff like that. But I think it'll take a while before the human race understands it. Yeah, we'll build machines that can heal us. We would need a universal translator for this.
Yeah, they
what
need
about
some
that?
work.
There was somebody in the messaged the show last night that watches back. What was that? Remember I messaged it how to turn on the voice thing so as they can
Yeah,
understand us.
it's okay.
You better explain it.
No. Here's the
Clear
thing.
words.
No, it's not that. I can sit here and try to explain it, waste minutes on the show. But here's the thing. Yeah, and I understand. Yeah, she's hard of hearing. It's hard, you know, it's having subtitles would help. She can easily go and do that on her own. And unfortunately, and I'm not trying to say this as being judgmental, I get the feeling that this is something that she would need to be physically shown.
No.
As in someone sitting there next to her. Because the number of people I see try to go for subtitles because they don't understand it or are hearing impaired and try to ask for it don't really seem to understand how YouTube works.
YouTube doesn't pick me up very well. I mean, even Siri on my phone doesn't get in.
It's like that's
I have
point number
arguments
one.
with
Point
Siri.
number two: everybody who tries to say we would need a universal translator or subtitles for Chris, those always break.
The name's Mrs. Doubtfire, dear. I've never used a computer, you know.
And I'm not trying to say this to Klingon is close to Chris speak.
Oh, dearie me. I'm coming to come on next week as Mrs. Doubtfire. And I'm sitting here,
I should come on.
looking at that man, that funny looking man there.
I should come on a show as Christopher Walken.
Oh my god. No, he's just downright weird.
Christopher.
You know, look, but what was that before we end the show? What was that 5130 something that you put in the chat? What was that?
I heard a voice right there.
Dakota, I'm coming to you from the dark side. Oh,
I thought I heard a voice right there. Anyway,
but no, listen back to
like you said, the dream world is something that needs to be explored. So that is why I figured tomorrow we should probably dig into a shared dream phenomenon, simply known as this man.
Let's do as an experiment right now. Everybody tonight, when you go to your bed, when you snuggle up, what can we tell them today to have a dream about? Tell you what, dream about Dakota. Everybody, before you go to your bed tonight, I want you to say out loud in your bed, I want to dream about Dakota tonight.
Well, just play this episode again before you go to bed, and that should do enough to trigger.
And you're either going to get ham in your dream, or you're going to have me talking a load of pish.
Or
You'd be
you're
watching.
gonna, or
Your
you're gonna have
breakfast.
your own AI video animated Bald and Bonkers episode. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? To have like an AI video generator just create a video based on what we're talking about for the show. I think that'd be kind of cool.
What's that, Papa Joe's there? My brother wrote a book about trapping
Tapping
and
and
shit.
chant, which I've used to relieve stress, which is the cause of a lot of illnesses. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, we'll need to talk about that next week.
Stress is that does aggravate a lot of situations.
But I think honestly, I think dreaming about Dakota, I think you would like that, Lawrence. Would you know, like to go to your bed tonight and dream about Dakota coming and crawling into your bed? I've just done it for
Be
everybody
very, very careful. Because there has been multiple reports of people seeing me in their dreams, and I remember seeing them.
I'm sorry. I've done it. I'm sorry. Dots will be going to his bed tonight. He'll be drifting off, and he'll hear the rustle. I'm coming for you. You'll appear in their dreams. You'll appear for everybody in their dreams.
There has been people who have reported that they've seen me.
We should have got that. We should have got Pete to come on and they Smile Dog.
You know, like he's running into whenever, you know, his situation.
You know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a fantastic night. We will see you tomorrow. Remember, if you dream about Dakota, you can scream in your sleep. No one will hear you.
We will continue the discussion of dreams tomorrow, as Christopher believes the man on the thumbnail is him from his 20s, and I will just say, yeah, he looks about ugly enough. Bye!
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe anywhere you see Bald and Bonkers for even more insanity. Be sure to spread the love to the Bald and Bonkers boys' other endeavors. And a special thank you to our audience, guests, and everyone else who helps make this crazy ride happen. Amazing things are ahead. Learn more by visiting www.baldandbonkers.net. See you next time. Much love and take care.